Nurses are all wrapped up into one thing. They're educators, they're care providers, they're social workers, they're your best friend. It takes a very special person to be a very special nurse.
You're always there when someone needs you. You work your magic quietly.
This is my baby sister's doll. This is what my baby sister looks like.
Courtney is my 4th child. She's going to be 2 next month. Her stomach and her intestines do not function the way they should.
She's not perfect. She has these things so she can breathe or eat, and that's how she is in her life.
One of the nurses who's been, like, there for me is Julie.
She told me about all these lines and what they're all about. After she explained it, I thought it was okay.
That was Julie's idea, was to help her understand in ways that she could understand.
The nurse, Julie, she taught me about to not be scared and not to be worried.
When you're a nurse, you don't just take care of your patient, you take care of the family. It's really a really special job, and most of the nurses I've met are outstanding people, very special people. They go into it for a reason.
You're not in it for the glory. The care you give comes naturally.
Yeah, my dad's 80. Born in Sicily and came over on a boat when he was 2. And so he has congestive heart failure. Spent a month in CCU, and that's where we met Scott. And Scott, he's a great nurse. See, I think he was key in my dad's recovery. He had a tube down his throat and he lost the ability to swallow. They told us, get used to it. He's gonna have the feeding tube for the rest of his life. It was devastating. Scott's like, he's gonna get better. See, that's what helped is Scott never let on. And he would have him practice swallowing before the speech therapist would come. Scott would get him to swallow, would put his finger in his throat, keep getting him to practice. He's like, Jack, you want that ice cream? He'd dangle that carrot. You want that ice cream? You have to swallow. I think that was pivotal because eventually he did pass the test. And the first day that he was able to eat ice cream, Scott brought in a big tub of chocolate ice cream.
Remember, I wanted some chocolate ice cream and he brought it to me.
And my dad's eyes lit up. Me and my brother, my sister were in there, we just lost it. It was just one of the greatest moments. I'll never forget that. Now my dad's at home. And, you know, Scott had everything to do with that.
I'm so thankful for Scott. He's dying for chocolate ice cream.
He took a traumatic situation and not only made it manageable, but made it quite pleasant at times. He's a great guy.
I had to go in for surgery for scoliosis in my back. I had a pretty severe curvature. I was 15. First time I was in a hospital.
It hurt terribly when they moved me because I had stitches completely up my back, up and down my back. I started feeling pain. I thought this was what I was going to feel the rest of my life, you know. And I started screaming, help, help, help. Someone came in. She was obviously, you know, an older nurse, my mother's age at least, probably 37 or something around there. And I just started yelling at her. She's trying to keep me calm. She's trying to say it's going to be okay. And I said, yeah, it's not okay because I'm in a lot of pain. I need some more medicine. And she said, well, you know, it's going to kick in a little bit. You got to give it time. But she was really sweet and stuff like that. And she'd like, you know, go to my arms. She'd give a little squeeze and things like that. And she was saying that, you know, it's going to be taller. And that was a plus. You know, I thought about, hey, you know, I always want to be taller. She was, like I said, a really special person. And, you know, I'm all cosmic and stuff like that, like how she was sent just for me. Like most people, you know, who mean something to you in your life. Your mothers, your fathers, your brothers, your sisters. She was on that same note of being there when you needed them.
You take my hand, touch my life when I need you.
I'm an old broad. I had a new hip put in. Cheryl, oh, she is a fabulous person. She was my nurse, and she has helped me a great deal to get out of bed, to get into bed, to help me walk, to go to the John. But she was so kind and so loving. I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me. I wanted somebody to talk to me like a person. Hi, Cheryl. Oh, this is my doll.
You cannot be attached to this lady. This is an amazing lady.
I'm walking real good right now. You should have seen me before. You wouldn't have liked me. And she helped to make it better.
Thank you.
She's a wonderful, wonderful lady.
With the courage I see constantly, because you're there and you dare to care.
This is Ashley. Ashley is 21 months. She's almost 2.
Well, we had gone to the hospital she was being induced. It was her first child. Everything was going the way it should go. There was nothing to do, so I was pretty much watching the fetal monitor. All of a sudden, the fetal monitor heart rate dove drastically, and my heart dropped with it, and I was scared to death. Right about then, our nurse that had been taking care of us reached up in there and did something.
What she did was the cord was wrapped around the baby's neck, and because of her experience, she knew exactly what was going on.
She pushed the head away from the umbilical cord,
and immediately the heart rate went right back up to where it's supposed to go.
She was fast. I mean, real fast. We were amazed. And boy, she did her job awesome that day, I'll tell you. We still think about her, you know, all the time. Whenever we look at Ashley, it's like, wow.
You are my unsung hero, and I know it's not easy to walk in your shoes.
I was coming off my first semester in college, and I got very sick.
We found out that through tests, she was diagnosed with leukemia.
It just makes you think like, okay, I'm only 18, you know, I want to get married, have kids.
Once we did get into the hospital and did deal with the nurses, we felt basically there was hope.
Maria, I was really nervous, and she made me really comfortable. She, you know, not only takes the pain away if I'm having any pain or feeling discomfort, but emotionally I can talk to her if something's bothering me or if I'm scared. The nurses changed my life, and so I decided to change my major to nursing and maybe give back what they gave to me. I mean, maybe I got sick because I was supposed to be a nurse instead of a teacher.
Tanner was diagnosed almost a little over a year ago with Ewing sarcoma, which is a cancer of the bone. She did really well. She was one of our kids who got very lucky.
It was very overwhelming for all of us. And Barbara was really a comfort zone. Barb is a wonderful RN. She's just become a wonderful part of our life. Tanner would push the button, the nurse button, every chance she could to get Barb in there to go play with her. I think it makes Tanner feel secure because Barb was always there. Tanner thought she was the only patient in the hospital for Barb, so.
And then she had her last treatment. We had a big old party for her, and she went on her way with no problems.
It showed that someone took the time to care about our daughter, not because they had to, but because she had a connection with Tanner. My husband actually said that she's our guardian angel because she's made the experience so much better than it had to be. And made our child feel love, and that's all she needs. And that's what, I think if you want to be a nurse, that's what it takes.
Oh, it's nice to feel appreciated. I mean, I didn't get into the work to feel that way. You're always so busy sometimes you don't really understand that you do that for a family.
She thinks we're silly, huh?
The crybabies. Because they cry all the time.
She's a wonderful person.
Huggy.
You are my unsung hero, and I know it's not easy to walk in your shoes.
Nursing has many essences. Healing is one of them, but there's also compassion. There's also comfort.
When you always feel like you're making a difference, that you're making something better, that feels pretty good at the end of the day.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, you can't recall every special moment or every encouraging word you've said to someone. These families remember us, and that makes you realize, like, wow, we really have an impact.
You're there to help the families get through all this, and I don't know, it's hard to explain. I just love it. I wouldn't do anything else.
I feel it in my heart. This is where I need to be.
I've been a nurse for 11 years, and I've had some really bad days, no matter how bad, there wasn't a single day that I went to work that it was a wasted day.
I love what I do. I'd probably do it for free, but I hope they never find that out.